Mm. Hope that part's not on. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. We are back live from Senegal, bringing you the Feminine Grace Show as we're lying down.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're lounging.
Yeah, because this is how we do it.
Boom, boom.
This is how we do it. Okay, so we're here talking about feminine grace, but we're being very specific. Specifically, we want to talk about how our Black American ladies have normalized bodily functions
Mm.
because they're masculine.
And those are cool.
That's grody. We did this live a few minutes ago, but the quality wasn't good, so we're back again. Maybe you missed it before, but it's not gonna. We don't have the ability to remember everything we said because um, we already know how to not be grody. So that, that, that was for y'all. Okay, so
Congratulations to those who caught the live the
right.
first time. Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully the quality is better. We're hoping. We want to just preface this by saying that there are certain specific things that people do who come from poor backgrounds, and people normalize it. And then it feels like we're attacking your mothers, your aunts, your grandmothers, the people in your family, because a lot of those things have been normalized. We want everybody to understand we are Black people too. We're here to bring feminine grace in class to become normalized. We are not concerned with hurting y'all's feelings. We didn't tag you, we don't personally know you. But if one of these things applies to you, please cut it out. We did not plan that. Okay. Cut it out.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. What we are referring to are the list. We have a list. Mrs. Anderson is going to just briefly go over the list, and then we are going to go into detail because we're in agreement.
All right. So, loud burping is on the list. You know, with your mouth open. That's grody.
Projectile burping.
We can smell it. We can hear it. That's grody. Making sounds where you're scratching the back of your throat. It's like something that you're doing in the back of your throat, or when you're trying to itch your ear, but you didn't want to go get a Q-tip, and you're making.
So the first one, burping,
burping,
snorting, squealing, ticking.
farting.
I don't even like to say farting, but it's true.
Oh, okay. Flatulence. Loud passing of gas from your derriere. I mean, I can try to say it in other ways, but releasing gases from your body.
Yeah, and you know what? And also,
gas.
and also like spitting. Okay. Now we're going to go through all of these, but we want to preface this by going over the initial thoughts that people do and respond to us when we say these things, because the general idea is those are natural bodily functions. You have a problem with natural African rooted functions. We're in Africa right now, and people are not snorting and snotting and squealing like pigs.
Or spitting across the room, floor, bottle.
Ladies are ladies. This is the Feminine Grace Show. And what we are trying to talk about is being graceful and being a lady. Okay? There are graceful ways that you're supposed to do things because you are feminine. And it is not African rooted to be grody and a masculine lady, okay? We need to be clear that we're not talking about normal bodily functions being wrong. We're talking about normal bodily functions being heard, seen, and smelled. Okay? You cannot get everything that we're teaching in our movement by catching these live little clips. But you can go to blackwealthyou.com. You need the etiquette course. You need the super parenting course. Both of those will get you well on your way into wife school. If you're serious about life in general, married, single, divorced, widowed, whatever the case may be, you need wife school. If you're a teenager, still, you need wife school. If you're 80, still, you need wife school. With that said, Mrs. Malak, could you do any demonstrations, please?
I think the one about the scratching of the ears, people kind of don't understand, is when you put your finger in your ear and then you go up and down, and then you're doing your throat too.
Oh, you mean like
Goodness, yes.
use a Q-tip. Or the part where this one is like, okay, well, actually, I don't like any of them, okay? All of them are the reason why I left America. One of the reasons why I left America. I cannot stand having to accept these things. So in almost all other parts of earth, these things are not acceptable because people are expected to gracefully represent their families, especially the women. So there's this one where people push their nose up to the point where they get a line right here. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Women do this and they go because they have allergies, because they're grody. Okay? You want the real answer?
And they don't even realize that they're doing it. You would almost have to record people and say, "Did you make that sound?" "No, I didn't make it." "We have a recording
Yeah.
of you making this
Yeah.
sound." Yeah.
You got caught.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if your grandma was doing it. It doesn't matter if your mom was doing it. A lot of people don't know that they're doing it because they're not doing it on recordings. But if you are doing it on a recording, that needs to be gone. So that snorting thing is shocking.
The loud sneezing that fills up the entire room. Goes, like they do. That's extra.
That's
like dramatic.
masculine. Okay, I literally sneeze like this. Literally. I literally sneeze like, literally. I'm 45 years old. I have sneezed like that my entire life because my mother sneezes like that. Okay? So the other thing is this obsessive and insisting position with spitting. And I just want to say that first I want to say that many people argue that if you get sick, you're supposed to let spit out or phlegm or whatever the nasty thing is called. But in reality, and if you have completed medical school or if you just come from a quality family, you already know that nobody is spitting. How is it possible that some people never spit once and other people need to spit? How is that humanly possible? How is that statistically possible? In reality, for me, for example, I have never once spit out of my mouth ever. I'm not going to start. It is grody. In many parts of the world, people think that they have to do that to feel better when they get sick. It is not true. Scientifically speaking, you don't need a spit jar or whatever the nasty thing is. And you're supposed to be drinking water, hot water and room temperature water. The water removes the sickness. That's why the doctors keep telling you to drink a lot of fluids. The doctor doesn't say spit, okay?
And imagine if you're spitting in paper or cloth or bottles or buckets,
You spreading
you're
all those
spreading the
germs.
germs and causing the sickness to stay longer and
Yeah.
get other people sick because
Yeah.
it's grody.
Right,
This it needs to stop.
right. It's amazing. So let me just be clear here, okay? Let me just be super duper clear here. Some celebrities spit because they came from rags to riches. People who are from generations of wealth do not spit. And so we don't want anybody thinking they can be a certified wife or they can complete wife school or come around us even and do any of these grody things. If you did any of these grody things, you need to remove that from your public pose. Don't do those. That's grody. You need to focus on being feminine and having feminine grace, okay? That is our message for today. Would you like to say something, Mrs. Malak, and to add to the people who need some help?
If you don't really, if you need more in-depth understanding, I think that it was mentioned about the etiquette course. Please take that.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's so much that needs to be understood, and we cannot state enough that America is a bubble of recycled ignorance. When you have people that has lived there for 401 years, and like 99.9% has never left, it means that we are really uncultured. We lack so much class that we're unknowingly walking around embarrassing ourselves. So please
And
keep
the slurping sound.
the slurping. Please, ladies, keep all of your bodily sounds to yourself. They should be silent. Every single sound should be, every single bodily function should be silent. Every single bodily function should be, if it smells, it should be smelling only with you. If it, if people have to see something, nobody should have to see anything disgusting and grody. Then your family will copy you. And then you can come with us to Senegal.
There are things like nobody should see you blowing your nose. Go to the toilet room. Blow your nose in private.
If you have to do your nose and it's an emergency in front of people, simply get a tissue and go like this. Make sure it's dry and then go somewhere private and blow your nose. There are actual specific rules to this. No clicking, no smacking, no none of it. Stay silent and beautiful with a lovely voice. Okay? Bye. Bye.